attention that the
entirely new window to a whole new world.
to a OIA final appearance. And a guy that's trying to cap off the senior year is Roman Gabriel with an OIA championship.
Again, another scorer for this team. Went 9 of 14 from the field. Really efficient, 23 points. Knocked down 2 3-pointers. And when he has his offense going, it really is great for the Mililani offense because it gives them that extra option, that go-to guy that sometimes they lack. And they get to points when they are struggling. They get really slow in the half court and can't find the bucket. So if Roman Gabriel gets it going, he can find those buckets, they're going to be tough to stop offensively.
1 point shy of his career high on Monday in the semifinal round against Lelehua. Jimmy Bender talked to both coaches. Here he is with the Noosa Nissan Court Report.
And everybody expecting a really good one here tonight. Here's how the coaches expect to get that plaque on the Kailua side. Wally Marcial saying, we got to limit Roman Gabriel. Notice I said limit, not stop. He's being realistic, but he said once we get those stops, we want to run like the wind. Meanwhile, on the Mililani side, Garrett Gabriel saying rebounding will be a big part of their game tonight. He said, I know that Roman's got a target on his back tonight. Who else can step up? He thinks LaCedric Brown has a big game tonight. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
If all the other games are finished with the other leagues, we will reveal in postgame the Division I state tournament bracket. That's coming up a little later on. Counting down to tip-off between Kailua and Mililani for the OIA Division I championship on Spectrum.
This Spectrum OC16 sports presentation is sponsored by your Hawaii Honda dealers.
Kailua trying to keep the perfect season alive and try and get a perfect ending, get to 13-0, win the title. Mililani trying to have another great season and a comeback year to reclaim the OIA championship. A Aloha basketball fans, and welcome to Student Council Gym on the campus of McKinley High School for the 2025 OIA Division I Boys Basketball Championship. Tonight's feature game features the #1 seed in the East, the Kailua Surf Riders, and the 3 seed from the West, the Mililani Trojans. Here are the Zippies starting lineups. First, for the Surf Riders. At guard, a junior, #3, Maddox Pung. At guard, a junior, #10, Tyler Parker. At guard, a senior, #11, Skylar Unton. At guard, a junior, #15, Nainoa Hirasuna Kenny. And at center, a junior, #25, Joseph Bennick. And the head coach for the Surf Riders is Wally Marciel. And now let's meet the starters for the Mililani Trojans. First, at guard, a sophomore, #0, Tui Tukimaka. At forward, a senior, #3, Roman Gabriel. At guard, a senior, #11, Ezekiel Vertudez. At forward, a senior, #12, LaCedric Brown. And at forward, a junior, #23, Tay Markson. And the head coach for Mililani is Garrett Gabriel. Well, these two teams, game on at this point. A lot of social media chatter regarding where these two teams could potentially end up going back in December. Now they find themselves here on this final day and a chance to get the OI championship back to campus. Both cheer squads in the house. Great school spirit and personal pride. And later tonight, we'll hand out an Impact Player plaque, courtesy of Mike's Engraving and Trophies, the official trophy provider for Spectrum OC16 Sports. For all your special achievements, call Ryan at Mike's Engraving and Trophies. They're located in OIA. Cruising through and above Alawai Canal, the Waikiki area. But a 10-minute drive from where we are right now. Tui Tukimaka signs out, and for good reason. Hit 3 big threes at 15 points in that win over Lenahua. Typically in the state tournament, you play back-to-back-to-back days. They got a day worth of rest. And that final practice here with the big dance looming and the bracket reveal coming in postgame.
I'm excited for these teams. No matter what happens, no matter who wins, it's going to be a new OIA champion. And both of these teams are playing the best basketball here at the right time at the end of the season.
Ready for the 130th and final game of the OIA season. Off we go for the Division I championship. Kailua controls the tip. Kailua had 2 quarters where they scored 20 or more, intercepted by Gabriel, and a turnover right back.
These teams are so efficient last night and walk out with 2 turnovers right off the bat.
Here's Maddox Pung, 13 of 21 from the floor on Monday. Here's Parker. Hirasuna Kenny, quick trigger, hits a 3. He's hit a 3 now in 5 consecutive games. He has 8 total in that stretch.
Important to know where guys are and what they can do. Hirasuna Kenny is the shooter for this squad, and that's what he's going to look to do, is get those shots off no matter what the defense.
Brown short on the shot. Bennett got the rebound. Bennett got position on Markson, faded back. But Hirasuna Kenny defensively solid yesterday. Had some foul trouble though early. Finally gets his offensive flow going. Unton fronted by Gabriel. Bennett over Markson. How good has Joseph Bennett been, huh?
Yeah, he's been so solid, and some nights it's him, some nights it's not, but he stays productive, and he's played different roles on this team, right? He started out as a starter, came off the bench for a little while, then now he's back to being a starter. But no matter where he comes from, just brings that energy, and we're going to see a lot of that tonight from the bigs and their entire rotation for Kailua.
Gabriel fakes it, gets a refeed for a quick 2. Rebound there for Maddox Pung. Untin, 10 points, 8 rebounds Monday. Bennett, a 3. The first of the season.
That's hard to believe because he looks so comfortable shooting those. And 2 threes, a bucket on the inside for Kailua. What a start.
Virtudez offline to the right. Markson keeps the trip alive. Open here, Tukimaka. Short on the 3, rebound there for Pong. Great start here for Kailua. Out of the gate, 8-0 already. Here's Untin. Untin been so steady the last couple of seasons, and he hits a wicked jumper. 10-0. Timeout Mililani. What a start here for Kailua.
Wow, so impressive by the Surf Riders. Just came out with a ton of composure. They had that first turnover. They came right back and hit it. Hirosuna Kenny knocks down that first 3. Then they go inside here to Bennett. Turns over that left shoulder with a soft jump hook. They're going to have a size advantage tonight. And Untin just doing what he does in that mid-range. It doesn't matter if while you're on the ground, you're next to him, because once he rises up, that shot is clean.
So Skylar Untin, brother Braden, Rustin Matsukawa, brother Reese, and Dylan Coons' brother Ethan Coons was a part of that 2022 Kailua team that fell to Mililani. So those 3 guys representing not only their schools but their families and their brothers, trying to win one back. Kailua got to the final as well in 2019, lost to Moanalua in double overtime. It's been a rough go at it here for Kailua, but now exceptional start here for the lone undefeated team in the OIA. Backdoor to Markson, had to corral it. 8 to shoot. Virtudez tries to create action. Steps in and scopes and scores.
Seems like this Kailua defense is content to let Virtudez shoot. You see them sagging about 5 feet off. But he knows what he needs to do. So you see him just close that gap, attack, and find those little creases.
Long off on his shot. Bennett gets the rebound. A lot of second chance opportunities here. They had 20 second chance points on Monday against Moanalua. Bennett a triple try. Long rebound poked by Parker. Found Hirosuna Kenny. Blocked there by Virtudez. Off on the shot from Hirosuna Kenny. And finally a foul with 4:23 remaining.
Trojans have not had a ton of great possessions, but here at the end of the shot clock, Virtudez just makes an attempt to attack, gets the defender up in the air, scoops it underneath, and Kailua working hard on the offensive glass. They're going to have that advantage here tonight, especially when they come off the bench with Coons and Letta. But here, even in this first unit, the guards going out and attacking the rebounds.
You see Untin and his numbers in the tournament so far. Untin, these are his first free throw attempts as well. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 assists. Shorts that, the tip from Letta. Untin triple. It's good.
Second chance opportunities are going to be huge. Mililani not the biggest team, so they're going to have to pay attention, send everybody to the board to limit those chances.
And they're still without Tyke Johnson Jr. out with a leg injury. Has been their muscle guy inside the paint. Brown to Virtudez. The lefty pull-up. He might have to shoulder the load here. Creates a lot of action. Hits the hoop. He's got 4.
Right now, he has that matchup. You see his defender that time, Untin, just sagging about 5 feet off, just pushed into that, hit the floater. So until they play him honest, those lanes won't open up.
Letta against Markson and muscles his way for 2. Had another double-figure game on Monday. He had 10 points and 4 rebounds. And Kailua already setting the tone. Mililani 2 of 6 to start the quarter. In traffic and a foul. He'll go on Untin to pick up the personal. Untin, bottom. Virtudez, butter. Kick off our schedule in March. To read all the great action about UH and high school sports, courtesy of that man, Brian McInnes, on the Spectrum News app. Chico Furtado. Ooh, that beard looking sharp. Had a great season with Marinal on the girls' side. Coming up short in the ILH tournament. He's in the house. Strong connection with Wally Marcial. Those two guys were colleagues in the OIA during their days at Kalaheo. Virtudez with Tukimaka. No changes either side since the timeout. 10 to shoot. Gabriel straight on. Parker comes out of it with the ball.
Can't find much offense here for Mililani. Trying to run action, trying to get through the screens, but covered well by Kailua.
1-10. Hit a heel and a rebound for Tukimaka.
This is where they have a chance. He's getting out in transition. Those lanes are opened up. Virtudez can do the work you usually see him doing.
Oh my goodness, almost got it. Oh, been sick on the reverse. Letta the other way. Pung the rebound. Pung got his own miss over Gabriel and got the roll. First two tonight for Pung.
Quite a bit of contact. Referee staying consistent, letting the contact go, playing through a lot more like a college game, but as long as they could stay consistent with it, it's absolutely fine. They want the players to be making the plays and deciding the game.
Cedric Brown gets to the hole for two. The college level officials essentially here with Daniel Matsumura, Tony Colazo, and Mikey Shikawa working the game. 11-point game. Letta gets fouled. Virtudez trying to anticipate the pass and swat it. And for Virtudez, he picks up the personal. It's his first.
Pung not phased. Played through a couple contact. Could have been a foul. Didn't wallow. Just went back for the board. Went back up again. Cedric Brown creating offense of his own. Just using that athleticism and that burst to get all the way to the rim.
Aaron Matsuda did some nice things on Monday defensively. When guys like Cedric Brown got into foul trouble. Coons is also in. 23 in the blue. Here for Kailua.
He and Letta have been doing great jobs of being sparks, energy off the bench, just creating opportunities for their teammates.
Harrison McKinney missed on a three. Letta showing off that height. Pung. Put it on the deck. Almost lost it. A pull-up. Untin twice off. It comes out to Virtudez. Got bumped by Pung. Picks up his first. And the second of the quarter here for the Surf Riders.
Every missed shot has to be an outlet pass to initiate that break. The transition opportunities are the best ones that Mililani's getting in the half court. Those doors have just been closed nearly the entire possession.
Mililani had a lot of slow starts this year, too, in the preseason. The slow one against Letahua in the regular season. Gabriel trying to go to work. He rimmed it up. Gabriel has opened the game 0 for 3.
So that's that contact you're talking about. Can't expect it.
Coons feeling it. You want energy? Dylan will give it to you. 56 career 3.
That's what's scary about this Kailua team is they have guys that have been more or less role players most of the season, but they are shooters. Dylan Coons is an absolute shooter, but he's been an energy guy off the bench grabbing rebounds, but still capable of doing things like that.
Turnover, Letta the takeaway. Pong with options. Oh, good strip there from Bertudez. Brown stepped on the end line, though. They'll stay here.
I like the control. I like the pace. Pong's playing with. He could fly it up the floor, whip it up, and look for an easier opportunity, but just stay in control, keeping the ball in his hands. Able to maintain possession despite the strip by Bertudez.
Bertudez has been very active on the floor. On the ground was Matsuda, and Letta makes him pay. Adds on 2 there. 20 seconds left. The shot clock is off. It's been all Kailua here to begin, shooting 56% from the field. Tukimaka in trouble. Matsuda, 8 to shoot. Tukimaka. Bertudez, who will take it? Bertudez sneaks one by, batted away. Coons lets it fly. It's short, and the quarter comes to a close. I don't know if you can dominate a quarter better than that. They out-rebounded Mililani 13 to 3, 6 offensive rebounds, and a 16-point Surfrider lead.
This Spectrum OC16 sports presentation is sponsored by New City Nissan.
Welcome to the Nissan Now sales event. Get President's Day savings on the all-new Kicks, the sporty Sentra, or our best-selling Rogue, a consumer guide Best Buy 11 years in a row. So, when's the next adventure?
I think I just found it.
For the #1 shopping experience according to J.D. Power, get to Nissan now. Now get up to $2,500 total savings on Rogue, or get a low $229 per month lease on Sentra.
Hey, it's Jimmy Bender. You're watching Spectrum OC16.
The next edition of Board Stories Television.
Coming your way on Spectrum Sports. Game on Crew gets it going at 6:30. Long Beach State comes to town, only on Spectrum. Well, I don't know about you, Coach. Little surprised for what we saw in the first quarter.
You said the word domination, and it wasn't just on the offensive end where they went 9 of 16 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. But they also held Mililani to 6, and their defense has been stellar.
Brown. Rebound there for Pong. Pong, 2 points, 5 rebounds already. 53% shooting in that first quarter there for Kailua. And Matsuda trying to bring the energy here defensively. Batted it away from Bennett.
Georgia's going to have to realize, even after they get that initial stop, they're going to have to work hard for rebounds. Players like Bertudez are going to have to help down, maybe even deflect the ball, just so you don't give Kailua that easy look at an offensive board.
That pass went wide. Pung stepped on the end line. 3 of 11 shooting for Mililani so far. Mililani on Monday was 52% from the floor. Much like Leilehua, and they've stayed roughly at that percentage through the totality of the game.
It was an incredibly efficient and impressive offensive performance on both ends. Leilehua and Mililani just shot it so well, and it wasn't because of bad defense. They just were hitting shots.
Tukimaka. 10 to shoot for the 10th grader. Got Untin up, gave it up. Gabriel carves in. Over Pung at the side. Got to put it up. Markson had it blocked. Stellar Surfrider defense. Shot clock violation.
Just watch the off-the-ball action for Mililani. A lot of kind of slow, what you consider possibly lazy types of cuts. Nothing to get open, not being a threat. So you're seeing one-on-one action. Tukimaka's trying to go. His man staying in front. Kicks it. Just nothing great. You're going to have to pick up that screening or get out in transition.
Bertudez in midair, gave it up to LaCedric Brown. Trying to draw contact, ends up short. There's Bennett. Bennett, he got caught between the wickets. Trying to go behind and through his legs. Brown now drew contact and will go to the free throw line.
We talked about how this game was called. So LaCedric Brown goes to the rim, looks like a foul, but they've been consistent on both ends of the floor. A lot of contact. This one a bit too much of that contact. So we talked about the movement and what they need to do. So picking up that screen and the physicality off the ball for Mililani's got to be important as well.
So here's LaCedric Brown, 63% this season. And able to hit. Bringing Tom Yoshida, you agree with kind of what Dean said, been fairly consistent from an official standpoint, all the contact that we've seen here?
Yeah, I think we have 2 high-level teams. And so when you have 2 high-level teams, they're not going to make silly mistakes. So they earn the respect of the officials, and they're going to obviously let them play it out. And if it gets too physical, they can always bring it back.
All right, Tom, thank you. Right, what do all coaching players always say? Let them play, let them play.
And just be consistent, right? So if you're going to call it loose, continue to call it loose. Don't call it ticky-tack foul if you let the others go.
Worked it underneath. It's Letta. It is a tie-up. Daniel Matsumoto had a great angle on it. The arrow will stay on this side.
Trojans are going to have to stay consistent this way, just continuing to go after the ball, try to get tie-ups. If it ever hits the ground, gets low, grabbing that ball, getting deflection.
Untin hangs and missed, but a foul's going to go the other way against Kailua. Already, it's the 3rd foul in the quarter against Kailua. This one's going to go against Letta. Officially a 2nd foul, excuse me. Officially a 2nd foul. So 2 to give here in the period before Mililani gets to the bonus. Tukimaka traveled. Good call, Tony Collazo. He saw that little happy feet from Tukimaka. He comes out. Jonah Castillo is in now.
Mililani trying to create action, getting the backdoors, getting the cuts. Generally, you do those movements when you're getting overplayed. Kailua sitting back, so cuts not as open as they were, as if they would be pressuring, but Mililani just got to find a way.
Hirosuna Kenny, quick on the trigger, long on the shot. Rebound here for Markson. Brown, Bertudez, Castillo, along with Markson and Gabriel on the floor. Garrett Gabriel just holding up a sign that says Hawaii. Give him the play here for his team. Gabriel with strong. There's been empty from the field. Coons in rhythm, a triple. Good rebound there from Markson, working hard on the glass, doing yeoman's work in the paint. Gabriel swing, Brown marks it. Double here on the deck. And a foul. That's the third team foul now here on the Surf Riders.
Mililani trying to find the balance, getting out in transition, trying to get a good look. I feel like they passed up a couple. Of course, they don't want to take a quick one and then miss it, have to run back because they're trying to grind back. But the best opportunities, in my opinion, are going to come there when the floor is open, not full defense set for Kailua.
Bertudes scored the first 4 points for Mililani. Cedric Brown scored the next 4. Those are the only 2 that have scored here for the Trojans. Bertudes over Coons. Coons too tall. Around 6'2", 6'3", gets that block easy.
See how the Kailua defense is just playing back, letting them come to him, and then Coons at 6'3" uses his length and gets the shot block.
Got 0 for 3 to start the quarter here for Kailua. They're shooting 54% that first quarter. Kenny missed it. 4 minutes to go. Brown accelerates all the way to the bucket. 12-point game.
Kailua slow to get back, and again, when they do get back, they get stops. So you want to get back in transition, but Mililani wants to push it on transition. So defensively, Trojans are doing a pretty good job holding down this offense of the Surf Riders. They're just not turning them into buckets.
Coons! How did he find Letta?
If there were a 6th man of the year, Coons is definitely in the running, along with Letta. So his 2 teammates could be fighting for that award if it existed.
That could be a 7th man award, right? Here's Gabriel. Gabriel 0 for 5 to begin this game. And a wide throw here to Markson. Yes. Snuck it by Untin.
Not sure how he saw that or how he got it through. The Markson was the wide open person, and he found that pass through a couple of hands.
Here's Untin. Fading, firing, long, ground the rebound. Mililani very slowly starting to find flow. Can they convert it to points? Inside Castillo. Letta got the rebound. His second. Up ahead, Untin. Easy 2.
Untin took so long to get back. I think Bertudes didn't even realize he was there.
And there were times on Monday where Kailua was gassed when Moanalua tried to dictate the pace. Brown got the heel, Coons the rebound.
See a couple players for Kailua ready to check in, and that 3-man big rotation. Coons, Letta, Bennett doesn't allow the Trojans to rest on the boards, and that's where you're going to start to see the benefit as this game goes forward.
Parker been steady all year, handled the ball, gave it up to Kenny. Untin hit a 3 earlier here in the game. Gets a refeed and a re-tee. Didn't get a repeat on the 3 though. Nice pass to Castillo, got hung on to, and he'll get 2 free throws on the other side of this timeout. Letta just trying to slow down the momentum. It is on Letta. Brown got to the cup. Coons, look at this. Finds Letta. Kailua in control.
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 8 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings, we've got the best of both.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $429 per month lease or 2.9% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline Trail Sport.
Heart pumping, muscles extending. Every body is a miracle. And though we share so much, everybody is unique. What's your passion? hold on to it. We're here to help with a personalized approach to a healthier you. Hawaii Pacific Health.
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 8 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings, we've got the best of both.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Baseball comes your way on Spectrum Sports. It goes down Friday at Les Murakami Stadium. Always fun when the baseball season is around in Manoa. Marshall is coming, and Game On gets you going at 6 o'clock. 26-12. Kailua and Makai Ario had a couple of minutes of time in the semifinal game. Castillo's at the line, 58%, 7 for 12 this year.
Trojans have been able to get out in transition. A bit of fatigue, I think, on the Kailua side. Guys were tired, not getting all the way back, and opened up the lanes for Batutas, whether it be with a drive or a pass. Saw Cedric Brown get all the way to the rim. But subs now in for Kailua.
1 of 2. We see Sebastian Leto. You saw the little graphic at the bottom. He's got 3 fouls, so he has to come out. And so he's the only one in real foul trouble for either team. It's been all Kailua since the jump. And a foul going to go the other way. Mililani is in the bonus already. It's going to go here on Bennick. Trying to clear space. Little 134 remaining.
Overly physical with that screen and sent Virtudes to the floor just too much, right? And even though this game is being called pretty loose, I think they're doing a good job of figuring out which is the excessive types of fouls.
Gabriel, empty so far until now. Missed his first 5. He gets his first field goal here at around the 121 mark.
Trojans have gone to a couple different sets, trying to get guys open, but the easiest one's just that high-low with the seal on the bottom side to the left hand for Gabriel.
Parker short, Bennick offensive rebound against Gabriel. True contact.
Brown pass to the high post to Marks, and they call that a duck in. Player like Gabriel starts in the block and just pushes his way to the inside, allowing him to turn over to that stronger left hand.
Gabriel just trying to find ways to make an impact and be active. They're on the perimeter in the paint. Bennick's at the line. 53% this season. He's 1 for 5 now in the tournament. Only averaging 3.5 points, but when you watch him away from the ball on the defensive side, I mean, he gets a lot of activity. And it's a much more defensive-minded team, which was the plan here for Wally Marcial when the season began.
Kailua's really struggled here offensively in the second quarter. Had 22 points after the first, and just 5 here nearly all the way through the second quarter.
Here's Gabriel. Virtudes, 4 points. Tukimaka. Mililani can get this thing down to single digits. That'll be a mini win. Tukimaka off there. Bennick, the rebound, his 5th. About a 5-second differential between the clocks. Kailua 2 of 9 here in the quarter for the game. 11 of 25, 44% shooting. Parker handling, he's got 8 to shoot.
Pung has been out of the game for a stretch with those 2 fouls.
They gotta hurry, it's 3 on the clock. Hirosuna Kenny from deep. The tip from Matsuda, backed out there by Ario, thrown off there by Lee. And that benefited Kailua, it milked out more time, and the quarter comes to a close. Gabriel finally gets one with about 1:21 remaining in the second. His only points. It's been all Surf Riders for the first 16 on OC 16.
Bennett knocking down his first 3 of the season. But Lollies were off second chance opportunities, the ability to kick it back out. Kunz dribbled right into that one. But after that first quarter, they went really cold. So 4 of 6 in the first quarter from 3 and 0 of 4 in the second quarter. So really limited scoring. 22 points in the first, 5 points in the second for Kailua.
Meantime, for Mililani, plain and simple, struggling through the first 2 quarters. But you rely on your seniors to try and drive you there, and Ezekiel Bertudez scored the first 4 points of the game, trying to create a lot of activity and create options in these lanes to get easy buckets. Talk about a guy leaving his heart and soul. He's showing it here, at least for the first 2.
It was really a lot of one-on-one action, especially in the half court. You remember, through that first quarter, Kailua nearly scored every time down the floor. So no transition chances there for Mililani. They really had to work in that first quarter to try and get a bucket. In the second quarter, they opened it up a little bit, found their way in transitions. LeCedric Brown got a couple opportunities. They got to the free throw line, but still only 9 points.
And a big lead here for Kailua, led by as many as 16. Right now, up a dozen. You're watching the OIA Division I Boys Basketball Championship on
Death Mood.
Provider for Spectrum OC16 and Spectrum XCast.
Kailua able to get a ton of points in the paint. They had 38 on Monday against the Moanalua. Here so far, they got 12, and that's 12 of the 27 they scored so far.
That's where their advantage is, especially with those rotating bigs, the size and athleticism at the guard positions. And that's where they were getting it early on, especially during the first quarter. And when they didn't, they were kicking it back out. But in the second quarter, they couldn't find their way to the paint, and that dropped their percentage. So all their scoring, more or less, coming from that first quarter.
Look at the rebounding advantage here. Kailua has 7 offensive rebounds, but only 6 second chance points off those rebounds. But those 7 offensive rebounds and 9 total here from Mililani. Things have to turn around if Mililani wants to have any chance in this. And in the game, though, where it feels like Kailua's up 40, it feels like. It's only 12, which is fairly quick here if Mililani can get their offense going. Right now, the Surf Riders, rising tides floating all boats here for Kailua. Can they float their way to another OIA title?
Kailua over Mililani here at the half. And at the start of the game, Wally Marcial from Kailua said they wanted to run. Well, they've been doing that, been going 0 to 100 real quick all through that first half. Garrett Gabriel from Mililani saying the best way we can stop that moving forward in this second half, score some points. That'll slow down transitions. He said we've been ice cold, but also the rebounding that Garrett talked about at the beginning of the game, not happening. They're offering up way too many second chance points for the Surf Riders. Felipe Dean, send it back to you.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. It has gone final over in the MIL for the last berth. Kamehameha Maui knocks off King Kekalike 54-48. So, Kamehameha Maui's in. Congratulations out there to Frank Abreu. And Cody Tesoro won the bid for the second consecutive year for that school. Cody, great guy. And we got to see him on our trip to Maui. So, Baldwin and Kamehameha Maui's in. Again, in postgame, if all the games are done, we're going to reveal the Division I tournament bracket. And really, this is the last game that we got to figure out before we give you the final 12. And so St. Louis picked up a win over Punahou earlier today. University Laboratory beat Kamehameha Kapalam at the buzzer to get the final ILH berth. Kahuku knocked off Campbell, or Kapolei, excuse me, to pick up the last OIA berth. And Lelehua beat Moanalua for the OIA third place. So in order, the OIA 5 seed is Kahuku, the 4 seed is Moanalua, the 3 seed is Lelehua, and the loser of this game is the 2, and obviously the winner is the OIA champion and get a first round bye. It's coming up in postgame later tonight. All right, Mililani, what you got? 27-15. It was relatively low scoring the last time they played in the 22 final. Brown. Tukimaka jab stepping, got it out here to Virtudez. Oh wow, what a find inside, but blocked by Pung after Markson tried to flip it home.
After that offensive explosion in the first quarter, the defenses have really taken over. Even clean opportunities don't turn into buckets. Beautiful pass by Virtudez on the backside to Markson. But Pung getting back down, getting the block. Pung out a lot of that second quarter because he had 2 fouls. So even with the lead, Coach Wally Marcial decided to keep Pung on the bench and keep him fresh and out of foul trouble here for the second half.
Alan Brown to pick up his second. State tournament begins on Monday, by the way, with the regional round. The league runners up will get to host home games, including the neighbor islands. We'll pick up with the tournament in the semifinals on Thursday right here at McKinley on OC16. Bennett, tough catch. And that one goaltended after Brown looked like he went through the net to deny it. Count the 2 for Bennett.
Kailua continually goes to that screen-to-screener action and rolls the big over the top to that block. Bennett had the seal, and Unten makes a beautiful pass over the top. Bennett goes off, and that's the hand of Cedric Brown. Getting through the inside of the rim for basket interference.
Gabriel, short on the 3. It goes off Unten.
Pung got the block the last time down on Marks, and that time the late closeout on Gabriel caused that miss.
Tukimaka, Markson, Virtudez, Brown, and Gabriel. Virtudez a 3. That foul's going to go the other way. It's against Mililani. It's against Gabriel. He'll pick up his second. This game at times feels like it's like trudging through the swamp. And Kailua, who kind of relinquished the momentum in the second half on Monday against Moanalua, trying to avoid that. Take that, says Unten. Hits a 3, his second one tonight. Taken away Hirosuna Kenny. Unten, back to Brown. 3-on-2 this side. Gabriel, Virtudez, strong. Gabriel, strong. Brown, tip, no. And here comes Parker. 3-on-2 this side. Odd man rush. Hirosuna Kenny. Bannock off his hands. And now off a Trojan. Might have been Markson over Virtudez. He'll stay here.
Both teams really looking to get out. They know what that second quarter felt like. As you said, we know what it was like to watch it. So pushing out in transition, even if it means a couple of turnovers, they do need to find offense there.
And a timeout just before the 5-second violation was called. The 30-second timeout here for Wally Marcial.
Nice to have a player like Parker there who understands the game, understands that his team still has 5 timeouts, the extra timeouts coming from the TV timeouts in the middle of the quarter. So one to spare, might as well keep that possession, keep the momentum going.
Busy day here for Wally Marcial, per the usual for the 79 Damien graduate. Of course, he's coming in during a transitional period at Damien Memorial as the interim president, and he has been trying to raise funds for a new multi-purpose turf field at Damien, which is only 80 yards, and which would be great for girls flag football, which they do intend on fielding a team. But of the $800,000 or so that they need, they already got about $200,000 of it when they started raising funds for it in April of last year. So between that and coaching and his normal job, I don't know how he does it, but not a lot of sleep for that guy. Oh, Hirosuna Kenny. Nylon. And the lead is 20.
This is that shooting and scoring stroke that Kailua found early in the game.
Matsuda, yes. Just his 4th hit and his first hit from 3 since January 3rd against Waipahu.
Wow, do the Trojans need that. Matsuda not the expected guy to knock down the triple, but any way they can get it, they'll take it.
Oh, he's lethal! Hirosuna Kenny! Travel.
Kailua just finding their way to buckets, and it doesn't matter who it is. Last night it was Pung with 30. Tonight Hirosuna Kenny comes off of that inbounds play. And then Matsuda, another different guy for this team. Hirosuna Kenny, deep one. Defender went under, and he makes them pay.
Was one of a couple of players last year that got pulled up from the JV team to play Vars. Benick, yes. 10 for him. Timeout, Mililani. You almost forget how big Benick's role is and how athletic he is for his size. It may not look flashy at times, but man, does he get the job done.
And include the willingness by Unten to pass that up. In the second quarter where they really struggled to score, Unten was pulling up for those jumpers. Had it going last night, not as much tonight, even though he knocked down the first one, and there, giving it up to his teammate and getting the bucket.
Benick averaging 10 points per game, but only 3.5 in the tournament, as we mentioned. He has 4 double-figure games, and now 5 with his 10. And again, it's been a long time since they won a Division I championship. So let's go back in the day, the 1982. All right, #1 movie, E.T., the extraterrestrial, the #1 song, right? Physical. I'm sure that's on all our playlists when we work out, right? Olivia Newton-John. My Little Pony, the #1 toy, and Hawaii's population actually reached 1 million in 1982. What were we doing in 1982? What was a young Dean Shimamoto doing?
I was 6 years old, so I don't think I had a My Little Pony. I may have been watching E.T.
Right, and I do remember you listening to Olivia Newton-John.
I probably was. That was all over the airwaves.
Were you at Iolani? Were you a lifer at Iolani? Or
no, I went to Iolani from 4th grade.
Oh, I see. That one, 5 times off the rim. It pops out. Five of 6 shooting here in the quarter. Kailua been putting on a clinic since the jump. Here's Parker. Guarded by Virtudes. And a blocking foul there with 8 seconds on the shot clock by Tukimaka.
About midway through the 3rd quarter, and Kailua already working that clock. Using 20, 25 plus seconds before they start into their offensive action.
I can't remember Maddox Pung touching the ball during the quarter. They've had LeCedric Brown on him. Pung sets the screen to free up Untin. Untin, the senior. So much control. I don't know if there's anybody, a shooting guard or guard otherwise, that's in much control than he is right now.
Yeah, he's really seeing the floor well. He's seeing the rim well. Every time he rises up, he feels like it's going down. And here's that touch for Pung. But that's why this team is so good, right? He doesn't need to touch it. They can still get buckets. And when he does, he gets a bucket himself.
Pung's got 4 to go along with 6 rebounds. And it grows to 26. Matsuda. Oh, yeah. Got a 3 there. Matsuda adds on to his total. He's got 6.
Mililani with this small lineup.
Oh, blocking foul on Brown. Brown trying to stay his ground, but he got caught moving. Untin, that jumper is beautiful. Matsuda answers back with a 3.
Tough loss.
Thursday for the HHSA Division I Boys Basketball Division I Semifinals. It comes your way with Game Day Hawaii delivered by Pizza at 4:45 p.m. A lot of Kailua fans and a lot of literal fans. The snow, it's kind of steamy here in this student council gym. That person in the background with the big industrial fan came prepared. But I don't think there's any cooling off Kailua right now. Pump out of the timeout, gets it 2.
You noted how Pung hadn't touched the ball for a while. He was involved defensively, but 2 touches, 2 buckets.
Here's Gabriel trying to get hot. 1 of 9 now from the floor. Inside of 3 minutes. Kamehameha Hawaii just defeated Kailua, so that makes this game the final game and the final pieces to our 12-team puzzle, which will reveal the bracket in post-game later here on Spectrum. Parker, Pung. 5 to shoot, Pung. Pung, everyone's slipping and sliding on the floor here. Both ends. Here comes Virtudez. Virtudez. Too strong. Rebound there for Letta.
Mililani pushing in transition, but when they don't get a bucket, they're going to have to sit there and play defense for about 25 seconds. And Kailua, you're okay. If you get a stop, running off 25 is as good as getting a bucket. You'd like to double up, get a bucket, and run off time, but time's just about as good.
Virtudez picks up the foul.
So new rule here this year, 5-second closely guarded is no more. So players, as long as they're not holding the ball, if they're dribbling, they can dribble it for 25 seconds if they can maintain possession. And that's what makes it so difficult to defend. They'll only get that 5-second call if they pick it up.
Parker at the line. This team's already in the bonus already for the Surf Riders. Okay, very good too. At 70% and 75% here in the tournament. Last season was one of learning and personal growth here for Parker, but he found his confidence midway through that regular season. When he's on the floor, I mean, just gets overlooked because of the guys that surround him, but you want a guy to do the job correctly, Tyler Parker's your man.
A consummate point guard. Not a lot of stats, but just manages the game. The most important stat to him is getting a W.
Brown. Online for a three. They get up in a press now. Hirosuna Kenny's hit 3 threes already in this game. Calls back for the ball. Got by Gabriel. And got the bucket.
You have to respect that 3 ball. So the hard closeout by Gabriel. And Hirosuna Kenny attacking that closeout.
And Brown, who got fouled on the way to the hoop, gets that. And as good as Gabriel is defending, he almost got put in the matrix there.
You have to respect the 3, right? He knocked down one from really deep, knocked down the one before that. So you got to drive him off the line. But good job by Hirosuna Kenny working into that mid-range and getting that jumper to go.
Letta picked up the foul. It's his 4th now here for Kailua. Coons is back on. Brown, who's been so fun to watch the last 4 years of varsity ball. One of 2 4-year varsity players on this team. Because of his energy, his dunking ability, which he's done a couple of times in game. Pong steps in and he traveled.
Kailua with Coons into the game, both Benick and Letta out. Trying to match with this smaller Mililani Trojan lineup. Of course, they're going to be looking for more threes, looking to get quicker buckets. So defensively, they want to be able to extend.
Matsuda trying to get the back down. No, my goodness, in and out. And that kind of night for Mililani. Hirosuna Kenny. Chance for 2 for 1 if they want it. Parker finds Pong. Off, fought for there by Matsuda, get the rebound. Got a 3-second differential between the shot and the game clock. Brown attacks the rack. Drew a blocking foul on Pong. Pong did not like that call. He thought he got his positioning. He picked up his 3rd.
Looked like he did. He got there with the body. Seemed like he took that contact square to the chest. But good job by Cedric Brown, just forcing the action, getting out in transition, forcing the call. They're going to have to string together these stops and scores if they're going to have any chance of cutting into this 26-point lead.
Gotta make the free throws too. Mililani was the 6th best free throw shooting team, right in the middle of the pack of the 12 teams in the division. 62.8%. Jacob Loyola on. Brown 2 for 5 at the line. 25 points here. For perspective, Kailua had 22 in the first quarter. Shot clock's off. Kailua 9 for 12 in the quarter. And 53% for the game. In the hands here of Hirosuna Kenny. 8 on the timer. Castillo fronts him. Big collision. Pong offline on the 3. Matsuda loose ball. Matsuda just chucks it. And almost banked it. An offensive tsunami to open the game. And Mililani has yet to recover. Kailua nearly perfect tonight. They've doubled up on Mililani, and off we go to the 4th. You're watching the OIA Division I Championship on Spectrum OC 16. count down the final 4 games of our basketball season. There you see Fred Murphy, the principal at Mililani High School. Fred's always everywhere. We've seen him at soccer matches. We've seen him at basketball games, baseball, softball. That is an active principal out and about. Kailua active on the glass, on the floor, above the arc, everything working here. Trying to win a Division I title for the first time since 1982 when they beat Radford 55-49.
Saw Kailua put up that 22-point spot in that first quarter. We thought it was an isolated incident, and they put up 23 in the last quarter, and Coons gets off to a hot start, sat most of that quarter because of those long possessions. And here he goes right to the rim.
Brown and one. It's been a Cedric Brown half, essentially. A foul there on Coons.
Changing direction with the spin, plays through the contact, gets the finish. One of the few bright spots offensively for the Trojans.
So then Tay Markson in for Loyola. His father, Cedric, is an assistant coach. I'm proud of baby boy and what he's been doing over the last 4 years. Working hard, wide open. Initially was Coons, and Brown gets the steal. Brown. Through the car wash, couldn't get it. Brown's open for a triple. Coons the rebound. Keep in mind, with Kailua up 24, if they get up to 30 points with their lead, it will be in mercy rule timing. Running clock, with the exception of free throws, injuries, and timeouts. And they flirted with it. They've led by as many as 27 here tonight.
Now with the shot clock in existence for the last couple of years, this is about as close to a stall as you're going to get. And Kailua started it early, running about 20-25 seconds off the clock from the middle of the third quarter. Just trying to shorten this game.
And another offensive rebound here for Kailua, the 9th. Pong keeps the dribble, gets by Brown. Fortuna's trying to foul, look like. Linton hit a heel off of Brown, and Brown going to try and run. There's the foul on Harrison McKinney. Came so close so often in trying to win championships. Their Division II championship that they won in 2013, their most recent one, knocked off Waianae. The first year there for Wally Marcial. That same year, really kind of laid the groundwork for everything that kind of came about after. Remember, after his couple-year stints over at Academy of the Pacific. Oh, look out. Down hard. And a bump there from Gabriel. Brown went down hard. Hirosuna Kenny. Now the issue is that when Brown was down, Hirosuna Kenny was still kind of lingering in the area. I don't think Roman Gabriel liked that, so he tried to create some more space. He ran right through Brown. get that decision made. Pong will shoot these technical free throws. Pong 71% this season. He's 70% for his career, and he's perfect in the tournament. Until now.
That is your fault.
Yeah, that's all right, Maddox. Five for 6. And now third time taken here.
This is what we were talking about.
Yeah, because Coach Gabriel wants an explanation on why his guy in Tui Tukimaka, who was shooting the ball, was not awarded a chance at the free throw line to shoot the ball. I want to bring in Tom here for a second, which is why Daniel Matsumura looked over, because Coach Garrett Gabriel wanted an explanation on that.
It's basically a common foul away from the ball. So in other words, you would have, typically, Mililani would have the ball out, but that was superseded by the technical foul. So now the technical foul, free throws, and the inbounds take precedence over the common foul.
All right, thank you, Tom.
That's right. So the foul, the foul was on the screen.
Not the actual shot itself.
Yeah, that got Tukimaka open. So it wasn't on Tukimaka as he was shooting the three, but had he made it, the three would have counted.
Gabriel gets called for the foul there. Gabriel has 4 fouls now, the 3 personals and the technical foul. In the corner, Hiroshima Kenny. And Cedric Brown able to get the rebound. Brown 13 points, 3 rebounds, and a lot of activity here in the half. Steps in, just can't get it there. The presence alone from Kailua causing challenges.
Kailua just looking to get bodies back, get in front of the drivers, clog up the lanes, not foul, and that's what they did in that possession.
What do you sense from the game emotionally?
Kailua was just trying to hold ground enough to not give up that lead. Mililani, again, trying to be scrappy, trying to be aggressive.
Bertudez, yes.
It's quite an uphill battle, though, to overcome these 23 points in 5 minutes. It's not as though Kailua can't score, so if you give it up here, even these transition chances, some may be a little too easy.
Pong, no. Run it back the other way. Here's Bertudez. Zeke drew a foul on Pong. Bertudez kind of crashes and gets picked up. Zeke Bertudez, who did a lot of good work on Monday. Earlier tried to carry this team on his shoulders a little bit. Bertudez saying that all that emotion was kind of built up after he was crying after the semifinal game against Lelehua. We got a full timeout taken. But Bertudez telling me, you know, when the game was over, you know, all that emotion just kind of came out because of how much we wanted it so bad and how bad he wanted it for Tyke Johnson Jr. He said it was a surreal moment after they knocked off Lelehua. He said it felt like such a huge accomplishment. We got our get back from last year falling short of winning in the title. And all the rage entering the season kind of fueled us. And then they had to forfeit the game against Campbell, remember, so they had a harder path. And when you're a senior, it comes in one fell swoop, right? Just all this hard work, and you realize that your high school window is kind of closing, and he saw it close, and he maximized on it on Monday and drove the team to the final here tonight.
You wonder if that emotion just all left their body in that semifinal, right? And coming out here against a really good Kailua team, Mililani really hasn't had it tonight. And they're fighting, they're trying to give their best, but man, Kailua has been really good, controlled, composed, just managing this lead once they took it out early in that 22-6 start.
4:47 here to go. You know, it's funny. I remember on Monday we were doing a pregame talk with Wally Marcial, and I asked him, of course, because we got to. And you didn't ask this, I asked this, right? You know, what do you think about, you know, not winning a Division I title since 1982? He's like, oh, why you got to bring that up, right? That's what Wally said. But this team has stayed focused through it all, and And look, Wally sets a very high standard for his team and for himself, like every coach does and should. So he actually takes some of the losses harder than the players themselves, because he wants the best for the kids. Brown off a missed shot. It's going to go out of bounds off of Markson.
You know, we asked him what makes this team, this Kailua team, a championship team, and he said, it's any guy on any given night could lead us in scoring. We have a lot of different weapons. We're deep. We just have a different feel this year as a group. And you're looking at the scoring here for the Kailua Surf Riders. It's not one guy with 30, as you had Pung the other night. It's 7, 2, 12, 11, 10, 5, 6. Just spread out down the line, and that's led to 53 points and a 23-point lead here in the fourth quarter.
3 players in double figures, you mentioned it. Here for the Surf Riders, Tukimaka, no points tonight. A lot of hustle plays defensively. Parker finds Lena. Blocked at the apex by Devin Gardner. And a turnover. Wow. Devin touching heaven at the apex, that high to go get it. What a play. But again, every positive Mililani's had, they've kind of taken 2 steps back from it. That turnover. Loose ball, diving, what an effort again from Tukimaka. This ball goes out. And we hit the final TV timeout. 3:51 to go. Surf Riders on top big and closing in on an OIA championship.
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 8 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings, we've got the best of both.
Have that chicken from Popeyes.
Derek.
Hey, Mom, I need to lay low for a couple days. There's too much heat on this car.
Too much heat?
I only paid.
Hey, there's our radio friends, by the way. I'm sure in a commercial break. Paul Breck, one of the voices of Hawaii Pacific University Sports. Kyle Galdera, longtime friend. He works behind the scenes with us on both sides. They're calling the game on radio, on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM, AM 760. Kule Agbayani's in their morning show. We always get to see them. Just really, really good guys, and they've supported the OIA. They've done a ton of games, by the way. I see them all over the place, including Michael Escaro. That group of 4, shout out to you guys. Good job as always. 53 to 30. 3:50 here to go.
He said, Kailua running clock here. And it's important for them to stay aggressive and go toward the bucket.
And I'll tell you what, here for Kailua, they've been constantly just applying the pressure all throughout this game.
Yeah, Mililani really looking to push it out. Extend themselves.
And here comes Hirosuna Kenny. Hirosuna Kenny was behind his back. He had 3 big threes that kind of tilt momentum in the favor of the Surf Riders. Tukimaka guards Parker. Parker in the lane. Muntin. Oh. Skyler fountain is pure.
Just such a dagger. Playing defense for 25 seconds, you do a pretty good job forcing an 18-foot jumper, and then they bury it.
This Devin Gardner now playing aggressive. Had a great block earlier.
Bit of a scramble here for the Surf Riders, and that one dribble to the right, rising up as we've seen. I think this is the side of the this is the side of the gym that he really likes. Scored 10 points in the first half, just knocking down jumper after jumper during the semifinal game.
Gardner 4-7 on the season. He scored 14 points in 5 games that he's played this year. This is game 6. And already a big play defensively with a block earlier in the period. Well done, Gardner. Mililani not giving up, still playing hard all the way to the end. Both of these teams, along with Kahuku Lelehua and Moanalua in the state tournament. Leta dives to the bucket. He's got 8, 4-6 in the field.
Trojans have to take a ton of risk, just getting out in the full court and trying to force turnovers, but that's going to leave people on the backside.
Timeout after LaCedric Brown hits the 3.
They said it, one of the few bright spots for the Mililani Trojan offense. LaCedric Brown knocking down shots, double-digit scoring. Just no one else has been able to find the mark. Next highest score, 6 points, and that's Ezekiel Fortudes, of which he got most of those points early in the first half.
For Mililani, been tough to pick up wins. They're 2-6 in OIA title games. Kailua's 3-5. Again, this is the final game before we reveal the bracket, which we will in post-game. The final 12 teams of the Division I tournament. Division II, they still have to work out their berths. When you look at the history of the OIA Division I championship, right? Kailua, 5 total titles. These are only D1 titles, by the way. Their last one in 1982. The Kalaheo went on that great run, the legendary Pete Smith. Waipahu way back in the day, 13. Jim Allegre and Radford on that list. They're legends of the game. And basketball, since a fun sport to cover here in the islands, and which in some cases sometimes gets a backseat because there have been so many other successful sports. I mean, football, obviously, baseball, softball, volleyball. He loves its basketball. And a reaching foul here by Riley Manaba into the game for the first time.
Over their history, especially the recent history, Kailua has had some really good teams, and they have some really good individual players. But this team has just been different. And they've been finding enthusiasm from the success of their teammates. And when you're able to do that, that group is just greater than the individual. And then you can get this type of success, sustained success in the OIA championship where you have a 23-point lead.
In the background, you see some of the reserves that are coming in for Kailua, trying to close this game out. Hirosuna Kenny has 10 to shoot. He's got 11 points and 3 3-pointers, big ones in this game. Kick to the corner, Leta 3. And the rebound yanked down here by Bronson Lay. Bronson Lay to Devin Gardner. Jonah Castillo's on the floor with Loyola. Gardner blossoming. Timeout Kailua to get the subs in.
Gardner showing that burst. That hop step, acrobatic finish.
Kailua fans waited a long time. They were in this gym when they lost to Moanalua in double overtime. They lost to Mililani as recent as 2022. Put into perspective what this win could potentially mean here for a Kailua team that hasn't won one in 42 years. 43 years.
I think that's one of those things that it's always been around, but it's been so long ago that I'm not sure they're thinking about it. I mean, they know they've been close. They know they've had some good teams, but they haven't been able to get over that hump. And with that team and with this team and the style that they're playing, for them to see success with this, I don't know where this success ends, right? They're here. They're likely going to win this championship, but that's not it. this team can make a run. They have bigs, they have a good rotation, they have scorers at the guard spots, and they're playing really good basketball at the right time. So this is not the end for Kailua basketball. They're looking for that co-op.
And 53 years ago, Kailua won the state championship with a great Merv Lopes as their coach, who went on to have great success over at Chaminade. The biggest ups in the history of collegiate basketball. Chaminade over #1 Virginia in the Blaisdell. Reserves in here for Kailua. Makai Ario. Pax Ahovelo's also in. There's a foul. Ruskin Matsukawa, 12 in the blue. Again, his brother, Reese, was a tremendous player. Brings it to Kailua. The people behind the bench are getting ready for one of the other reserves to come in here. Here's Matsukawa. Noah Lee got it off here. There's Max Kamai, football athlete. Kamai on his drive. He's going to get some free throws here. So Max Kamai, high energy guy in everything he does, was one of 2 players last year brought up from the JV team. If you remember the football season, Max Kamai actually suffered a fractured jaw against Lelehua, and for about a month he was on a liquid diet. And he said, oh, it was brutal. It was just kind of like soup, protein shakes. But if you watch him in practice, he is really one of these guys that's continuously pushing the other guys, and he's averaging 2 points per game. This is his 8th free throw attempt of the year. Gardner the rebound. Final 50. Here is the OIA Division I championship. And a foul. Both teams in the bonus. I think this one's going to go against Kamai. Yes, it is. Again, postgame, don't forget, we're going to reveal the bracket. St. Louis won, as we mentioned. They are the ILEX champs, so presumably they are the 1 seed. We do know that. With Kamehameha Hawaii winning the BIF and Baldwin winning the MIL. Which we can see how those teams will shake out in the season. Paul Tavares, offensive lineman for Kailua's football team, on the floor. So now you got 2 football guys on the floor. And we got a lane violation against Mililani. This game is breathing new life.
Yeah, this crowd is ready to explode if some of the right guys get a bucket.
They want Tavares to get a shot off. Here's Kamai. Noah Lee. Long 3. Rebound here. Oh my God. He threw it up, did Tavares. And Pax Ahovelo gets a follow through. Tavares is going to be on TikTok in about 10 seconds. Look at this. Why not? Shoot your shot, kid.
Tavares is in the stat sheet, right? He got in the book. He got a rebound and a shot attempt.
Here's Pax Ahovelo, offensive lineman. Only boy of 5 kids in his family. Pax, who wears a size 18 shoe. He says it's hard to find shoes. I either got to get them online or I got to get them from Ross. And his name is Pax because his family is a Green Bay Packers fan. Off the tip, Bronson Lee. Final half minute. Shot clock is off. Mililani can open the final if they want. A step in here for Manaba, it's off. This ball gets out of bounds, it'll stay here. The only true test with respect to the other teams, I mean, Kohuku almost beat this team. Kailua won it by 1 and has kept this undefeated season. A foul here with 5.5. Yeah, chance here for Bronson Lee, who his last free throw attempt, by the way, was against Waianae January 8th. It was game 5 of the year, and he gets 2 here. Cosmetic free throws, but meaningful personally for these guys.
You're right, and referees making these calls to make sure this game doesn't get out of hand with the extra contact. Obviously, the margin is pretty wide. Outcome more or less decided, so just kind of make their way out of this game quietly.
Rebound for Ahovelo. Kailua goes 13-0. And the Surf Riders ride a perfect wave back to the OIA title. Water everywhere. Surf Riders win in convincing fashion. Wire-to-wire victory. The Surf Riders never trailed in this one. 57-36, and Kailua claims the 2025 OIA Division I championship.
A Taco Bell taco filled with slow-roasted chicken. Unheard of. A crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out? What? Change can be scary, but it can also be delicious. The Cantina Crispy Chicken Taco, only at Taco Bell.
Servicing our island ports are longshoremen, the men and women that nurture the lifeline to Hawaii. In ancient Hawaii, the po'ola were entrusted to manage the waterfront. Today, our longshoremen are dedicated to the traditions of the po'ola as they look out for the well-being of Hawaii. Longshoremen are also coaches, mentors, and community leaders, shaping the next generation. Proudly connecting all the islands, we are grateful to Hawaii for trusting in us to bring the goods to our people. Hawaii Longshoremen, connecting daily life, our communities, our islands.
You take the time to focus on your health and fitness, but have you taken time to focus on your financial fitness? Let's talk about it. At Hamada Financial Group, we want to help you find the right places to put your money, help you create a portfolio that's correctly balanced, and make sure that you have holistic financial guidance so that you don't feel like you're just running around in circles. Call us up to talk story with a Hamada Financial Group representative today.
Let's talk story.
It's time for a new era of chicken. A slow-roasted era. A quesadilla-shaped era. A cheesy, saucy, era. The Cantina Chicken Quesadilla, only at Taco Bell.
Friday, Hawaii opens the season on Valentine's Day with a matchup against Marshall. Rainbow Warrior Baseball, only on Spectrum Sports.
Aloha, I'm Howard Deshevsky. The pride of our islands are its people. Join me as I show you uplifting and inspirational stories of athletes, coaches, and more on Sports People Hawaii. Tune in to Sports People Hawaii only on Spectrum OC16.
Hugs all around. Wally Marcial and Garrett Gabriel. A lot of respect for each other. Who knows, maybe they could see each other again in the state tournament. We do know this, the bracket we're going to reveal, it's in our hands. It's coming up in postgame in just a few minutes. In the meantime, this was a Kailua team from the get-go. Things looked a little shaky, game one of the season. Only won by one on free throws from Maddox Pung all the way through the end. The next 12 consecutive games, wins, and a dominant OIA title victory.
Yeah, tonight just coming out fast, 22-6 there in the first quarter, and they were impressive both on the offensive end and the defensive end. You called it domination, and that's what it looked like on the floor. A little slower through the second quarter, but they really picked it up there in the third, got out fast again, and just held ground all the way through the end of the fourth.
Wally Marcial has always been about the guys in this team. Everyone got some time on the floor in some way. They're almost done. There are about 4 more players left here for this Kailua group. Sebastian Letta, Paul Tavares, PJ had one of the most surprising shots, you could say, of the game, but why not when you enjoy that? Paxel Havelo got some time at the free throw line. And here they're going to say Nainoa Hirasuna Kenny. The plaque soon to be awarded. Wally Marcial going to be in that group soon. 1982, the last time they won a Division I championship. Here you see John Chung. You see new Kailua Athletic Director Ivan Tamor on the left. Got his job in December. He's had a pretty busy winter with the soccer teams finding success. It goes to the ADs. It typically goes to the coach, and then it goes to the coach to the players. Who gets it? Maddox Pong. Out of its plastic. Be held on to here. You know what's unique about the games that we've done so this year? Regular season against Moana, it was Sebastian Lettuce night. Monday night, it was Skylar Unton and Maddox Pung's night. This night was Nainoa Hirosuna Kenny, and really, actually, the entire team, I think, here in this championship round.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. It can be anybody on any given night for this Kailua team, and that's what makes them so difficult to stop. And there's guys that are just happy making contributions in any which way, even if it's not on the scoreboard, at least offensively, right? They're grabbing rebounds, they're coming in, giving good minutes defensively, and if it's their moment, like Hirosuna Kenny tonight, it was his. He's knocked down those triples. It was Letta, as you said the other night, just working on the inside. Pung had 30 2 nights ago in the semifinals. Different guys, different nights, but they found a way to come together and just make it all work.
Over the last 8 quarters of play, going back to the semifinal round, Kailua's put up 20 or more points in 4 of those quarters. We talked about the defensive-minded group here for Kailua. They wanted to hold their teams and their opponents to just 8 points per quarter. They did that against Mililani in the first, held them to 6, held them to 9 in the second. They dominated all the way through. Time now for the Hawaii Honda of the Year's Impact Player for the Surf Riders with Jimmy.
Yeah, guys, Nainoa Hirosuna Kenny is here with me. And first off, wow. I don't think anybody expected the game to be that big of a blowout. Did you guys expect that? And if so, why?
As soon as we come into the game, we already knew we were shutting them down. Like, we've been working so hard to just make it, like, just have this moment. I mean, we deserve everything, all this. They played a great game, but we just had a better one.
The threes were big for you tonight. When did you feel that you were going to have that kind of night with the threes? Warm-ups, or did it come to you during the game?
I've always been good at shooting threes, so, you know, I already knew I was going to have a great night shooting.
I won't even ask you about 1982, because 1982 to you is like 1942 to me, but what does that mean to get that championship with that long of a drought? What's your cred going to be like on campus for this squad?
Hey, we all know now. Everybody knows us now, you know what I mean? We work too hard for this, you know what I mean?
Boys, did you work hard for this? Mic drop!
Nainoa Hirosuna Kenny. Man, was he feeling it. I mean, those 3 threes, as we mentioned, massive. When Mililani got the game to around 12 or 11 points, it quickly shot back up to 14 and 15 thanks to him.
Yeah, he started off the game. The first score for Kailua was that 3 from the left wing. And then even into the second half, into that third quarter, where it got a little slow in the second for Kailua, he just kicked it off again. Back-to-back threes. Just a threat, and we see him drive that closeout, get the jumper, but man, it was his night tonight, and he led this team shooting-wise, but so many players contribute to this group, and wow, they were good.
How you gonna take this loss if you were Mililani?
It's just one of those, you just got to chalk up and say, hey, they were better than us tonight. We got to move forward. We got a bigger tournament to come, that state tournament, and probably some huge games to play, some tough teams. So you just got to gather, put this game behind you, and look forward.
They will host a first-round game. We'll reveal their opponent a little bit later on. Here's the Hawaii Honda of the Year's Impact Player for the Trojans on this night when the offense wasn't going. They finally got it going in spurts with LeCedric Brown, who had 16 points, 5 of 13 from the field, 4-7 at the line, and 3 rebounds.
Yeah, he is one of the few bright spots offensively. He got out in transition, found some lanes here and there, and then late attacking the basket still. Didn't really find that stroke from outside too often, but just kept working, kept grinding. And that's the attitude that they're gonna have to have really moving forward.
8th double-figure game of the season here for LeCedric Brown. Now Wally Marcial has a couple of OIA championships to his credit with his great staff. The winning head coaches with Jimmy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. And Wally, you had told me before the game you got to limit Roman Gabriel. You thought he was going to get some points, and you just had to limit him. and then you get that big lead. Tell me about this team and what they did early on.
Well, the goal was to hold Roman to only one shot, and I thought our guys did a wonderful job on that. You know, he can score multiple points at multiple times, and that was the goal. And then all of a sudden, you know, we had guys stepping up tonight, and I knew from the beginning of the season that we had multiple guys that could shoot and could play defense, and the focus from the beginning of the year was improve on our defense. You know, that loss to Lelihu last year in double overtime, these guys went back in the gym. They worked hard during the spring and the summer, you know, even played in the fall league to get their game up, and that's the end result. It's a total team effort. You know, it's from one guy to number 15. You know, those 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old guys that work their tail off every day to push our guards harder and harder.
You know, I saw the joy a little bit earlier with the mosh pit you had going on with the players after you win, but now I see this other emotion coming out. Describe to me what you're feeling right now.
I mean, to see the joy and the hard work that, you know, my coaching staff put together, and the end result is this. You know, we're bringing back this trophy that hasn't been, there's been 42 different teams, you know, in 42 years that haven't had this opportunity to win this championship, and these guys made history tonight, and they can hold that the rest of their lives.
I can ask you about 1982. What was a young Wally Marcial doing on a Friday night back in 1982?
Wearing my Angel Flights, my white shoes, my long sleeve shirt, and listening to the Bee Gees.
Hey, we're so proud of you guys, what you did tonight. Congratulations. Good luck at States.
Thank you for everything. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
He's about 21 years old, a fly, Wally Marcial, 1979 Damien graduate. We've got to know him in a lot of different ways, right? From announcers to head coach, from colleague as coaches. I mean, just one of the great guys that you can find.
Yeah, I mean, you see the emotion there and how much it means, not just to him, but to the kids.
He's right over here, right there. Hey, well, hey, Coach, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. We'll see you in States. There you go. Yeah.
No, he did such a tremendous job, and you really feel it as a coach when he's talking, right? Because you ask these kids to work so hard, to work hard in the off season, to commit themselves through the spring when they could be going out to the beach, they could be going out to the mall doing other things, and you tell them to commit. And then you put in a plan yourself as a coach to say, hey, let's get this done, and they have to trust you, and you just hope you did it right. But when it works out right and you see the joy, like he said, priceless.
We shall see how they will progress through the state tournament. In the meantime, you can take a look at the Taco Bell play of the game. Dylan Coons. My name's Dylan Coons. All I do is get threes. Buckets galore. Dylan, I've never seen a guy just so smooth, step into it. That's his shot, and that's usually the result.
Yeah, we saw a lot of those last year. This year, he's been coming off the bench, just making contributions all over the floor, grabbing rebounds, energy and enthusiasm for seeing his teammates be successful. At that time, he took one for himself and knocked it down from deep.
5 points and 7 rebounds for Dylan Coons. Okay, the time for talk is over. In our hands is the bracket for the HHSA Division I Championship Tournament. Coming up in postgame, we'll reveal it to you in just a few minutes. Hang tight. A lot more to talk to here on this final night. Game 130 of the OIA season was absolute domination from the 1 seed in the East. The perfect season and the perfect way for the Surf Riders en route to an OIA title.
Want a real taste of New York? The classic New York style pizza offers a big, bold taste that's a Hawaii favorite. It's handmade with 16 inches of foldable crust, a sweet marinara sauce, and your favorite topping. And at 30% larger than our large, classic New York pizza is only $11.99 for carryout. Bring together your family and friends for a classic New York pizza party. Each pizza is just $11.99 for carryout. Classic New York style pizza. So close, you can taste it. Only at Hawaii Pizza Hut.
The Support Local section in your neighborhood Long's Drugs is where we get to show off local creators and small businesses. And every item has a different story to tell, whether it's handmade products or innovative and fun designs with an island touch. Support Local is a great way to invest back into Hawaii and promote the passion and hard work of our talented makers. It's one of the many ways we can malamapono our local communities. Support Local at your Longs today.
Make Longs a part of your day.
Hey, how's it? I'm Lanai and you're watching Spectrum OC16.
The next edition of Board Stories Television is another action-packed, surf-stoked adventure of fun in the sun. We got some serious surf action from the Bonsai Pipeline, a cool feature with photographer Brian Beelman, and we get to see superstar bodyboarder Jeff Hubbard and his crew pull their antics. We got junior action, longboard action, all kinds of action. So stay tuned right here to OC16 with Board Stories, Saturday at 8 p.m.
Aloha, I'm Dudley Andrew. Join me as I visit with local chefs, musicians, and kamaina who all share the love of good grinds.
Another key to his successful poke is fresh fish. Fresh fish meaning it's 100 feet from the store. And they go every day to Honolulu Fish Auction and pick up their fish.
Tune into Dut's Grinds and Good Times Monday at 9:30 p.m. and all throughout the week, only on Spectrum OC16.
From Spectrum OC16, it's the Hawaiian Financial FCU post-game show.
Post-game here at McKinley, wrapping up the OIA boys basketball season here on this championship night. And two teams that felt heartbreak a year ago in the tournament find redemption here in 2025. It was Kaiser and IAEA for the OIA Division II championship, and the senior Mano Tiritas, 11 points, 11 rebounds, roughly at his average for the year. But IAEA had too much offense. It was a Kaiser team that had 20 points in the paint. Kaiser never led in the game. It was all IAEA, although they had some close stretches, got as close as within 7. Tiritas did everything it could, but this night ultimately belonged to Shaylin Kazama. 15 points, 14 rebounds. The last two OI finals, he's been a monster. Nearly 40 points and over 20 rebounds. They win it by 11. IAEA wins the OI Division II championship for the first time since 2008. That bracket not fully set yet because of a play-in game between the MIL runner-up and the ILH runner-up as well. Les Jardins picked up a win over HBA earlier tonight, with Damien already locking up that spot. These are the final game stats as Kailua wins their 6th OIA Division I championship.
I mean, you see it there in the stats.
And in those stats, with 45% shooting for Kailua, that's roughly been the clip that they've been shooting this entire game. They put up 22 points in the first. And I'll tell you what, when they outscored Mililani 22-6, you know, you kind of always thought that maybe Mililani would make a run. Not even close here in this one. It's just been the Surf Riders doing what they do, and they did it again here in the OIA Division I championship.
45% from the field and shot 7 of 20 from three-point range. And it was just domination. Those two big quarters, 22 points and then 23 points there in the third. I mean, they did an incredible job just getting out in that, taking that lead, and then holding it for the rest of the game.
All right, so we do know this. The league champions, St. Louis, along with Kailua and Kameme Hawaii and Baldwin, they all get first-round buys, and the regional round begins on Monday. Kailua gets the rest. Did you like having the rest when you won the ILH and got that little first-round bye?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one extra game takes a lot of legs out of you, and you know you're playing tough games against tough teams consistently, so you want to maintain that level of fitness as long as you possibly can, and hopefully if you get to the last day, then you're as fresh as possible. So that extra day, not just to rest, but also to prepare. Because during this preparation period, you're trying to figure out who's going to make it to the end, and you want to have things ready in the quarter, in the semi, in the final, because you don't have any preparation days in between once it hits that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that extra day of preparation really does help.
And while we finalize the bracket, which we'll reveal in just a couple of seconds, Jamie, we were here thinking that based on the semifinal round might be a pretty competitive game. And probably from the jump it was, and then it was all Kailua after that.
Yeah, dare I say a master class in basketball at the championship level here for Kailua. I'm going to call a bunch of names, and we're going to start with Joseph Bennick, the big guy who had just gotten a bucket in the paint early on, and then he hits from 3. And even if he's not getting a bunch of points, he's a bundle of energy. How about the little dish right here? Dylan Koontz is going to find another big guy I love, Sebastian Letta. Easy bucket in the paint. Early big lead for Kailua. Look at how Dylan finds him. Right there, he's wide open. Easy 2. Kailua rolling. And then the guy that got the impact player on Monday night for doing stuff like this early on in the game. Yep, that's Skylar Unton with the pop from about 18 feet. He did it so much Monday. That was one of his few tonight, but you know, that's just how Kailua rolls. You kind of knew it was their night from early on when Joseph Bennick's hitting threes.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone got into the game here for Kailua, and congratulations out to them and the other 4 teams that have qualified for the state tournament representing the OIA. Before we reveal the bracket, none of this is possible without our friends at the HHSA, so big shout out to Chris Chun, Russell Oki, Natalie Iwamoto as well, and everybody at the HHSA office, because with all the games set now and all the league champions and berths locked in, we can reveal to you for the very first time the 2025 HHSA Division I Boys Basketball Championship Tournament bracket. The regional round will begin on Monday. St. Louis gets the number 1 seed. They will meet the winner of Konawaina, the BIF runner-up, fell to Kamehameha, Hawaii earlier today, and Lelehua, who picked up an easy victory over Moanalua. Lelehua, the OIA 3 seed. Mililani, the OIA runner-up. They will host the OIA 5 seed. In this case, Kahuku. Yes, they have to play Kahuku yet again after playing them in the OIA quarterfinal rounds. They will meet the 4 seed, the MIL champions, the Baldwin Bears. Kamehameha Maui, MIL runner-up. Banged up with injuries, did enough to beat King Kikalike. They will play University Laboratory, who beat Kamehameha Kapalama at the buzzer for the final ILH berth. The winner takes on the OIA champ. And Kamehameha Hawaii, congratulations out to the Warriors. The Big Island's best will face either Punahou or Moanalua. Punahou ended up as the ILH runner-up, and Moanalua finished as the OIA 4th place finisher. So as we look at this bracket, you know, what's your initial take on it?
Well, Mililani and Kahuku there in the first round, and they had to play in the first round of this OIA tournament. They went out to Kahuku, did Mililani, and had to go and beat them there before moving forward. Now, Kahuku will likely have to go out to Mililani and play that opening round game, but that's a tough one. And the second one, the potential for University Lab and Kailua to meet, that's a tough draw for the OIA champion. Anytime you have to go out and face the ILH 3, 3rd berth this year, University Lab is a really tough team, a lot of talent. They've shown that they can win close games, so that could potentially be one of the biggest battles there in the quarterfinal round.
Couple things of note. The semifinal rounds, they will be on OC16 and the Spectrum News app. The top half of the bracket in the quarterfinal round, that'll be at McKinley. The bottom half, the 2 and 3 side, will be at Moanalua. Konawaina, Mililani, Kamehameha Maui, and Puna will host first round games. And again, thank you to Chris Chun, Russell Oki, Natalie Iwamoto, and everybody at the HHSA. Always fun to reveal the bracket. Division 2, if you want that, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Sportshigh.com, hhsa.org, and their social media accounts will reveal the bracket when they finally lock up all 8 berths. And so that's it for the tournament. We wrap it up when you come back. Wild night here in the OIA, the final day of basketball. IAL wins the Division 2 championship, the West 1 seed, and the East 1 seed, Kailua, wins the Division 1 championship. And we wrap it up when you come back here on Spectrum OC16.
Popeyes has the best of both wings. Our juicy chicken is marinated to perfection with 2 distinct twists on all 8 flavors. Whether you prefer our spicy bone-in wings or our classic tender white meat boneless wings, we've got the best of both.
Tough loss, Coach. Any words?
They just played a much better game.
Did you say munch?
Sounds like someone's craving my new crispy boneless wings.
Jack, what do you think of today's loss?
Embarrassing. Try my new crispy boneless wings and so much more.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Whether you choose an electric Honda or a hybrid. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. Right now, you can get a $289 per month lease or 0% APR on a 2024 Prologue all-wheel drive Touring.
Heart pumping. Muscles extending. Every body is a miracle. And though we share so much, everybody is unique.